Welcome back to Knowledge Enlightenment podcast. Remember, guys, there's a series of the difference between an entrepreneur and also a businessman. So we actually appreciate you for your audience. I hope that the previous episode was very interesting and very fascinating for you, my fellow audience. I hope that you loved it and your comments and your opinions. We would literally appreciate you to actually express. We understand that you have the ability to actually be who you want to become. Let us not allow the circumstances and distractions to actually disturb our plantation, our garden, our farms. We appreciate you so very much. So today, we're gonna have a reference. We're gonna have a reference on the previous episode, but remember we're gonna actually ask questions. Oh, I have a form of Jim Sign, and you remember from the previous episode. He's the presto, and I'm telling you, I'm still referencing more about the event that's actually going to take place on the 9th of November, South Africans Ubuntu Gabantu. So we literally appreciate it so very much. Please make sure that you like and send us to your family members and also your friends. We would literally appreciate so much. Sometimes if you please actually express more. These people are just fascinated. They have a lot of curiosity, right? I know that these people are not actually helpless. So we have a very question. The generation of today, what can we actually tell the generation of today, and how can they become businessmen or very wonderful entrepreneurs? Am I wrong? Jinsani, please reference
Absolutely. Thank you for this wonderful.
very good person.
Yes, it is wonderful opportunity. The way you're presenting me, you're talking about this, you're talking about the president.
We are all presidents. You just have to reflect that.
I like you, man. The way you present the things, because you speak with integrity.
Exactly.
Yes, and from our last episode, as we spoke, and we spoke out of heart. That means something for the viewers and also for ourselves, because as we were speaking, we were also learning. So, according to your question, for us that we have on this episode, we are actually talking about this generation.
Exactly.
How we do business this generation, because of that's business. It always changes with times. It always migrates with the target market and different people, different countries. That's how a business is being done. You can't sell partly in the USA. They will practically wouldn't love that.
Yes.
But if you tell them about McDonald's, they will practically love that.
Yes,
you see, that's not something. And I think as South Africans, we can have to do things like deliveries. That's part of that. Those are things that can work.
Say part of deliveries of that.
Yes.
Very exciting. My fellow South Africans, you can actually hear that we're trying to actually import and actually move to our next levels in life. So guys, Dumsani, he's a Pashto, so he reminds you about the DNA of God. So you must also remember that it's very, very fascinating. So guys, we're not saying that you cannot be whatever you can become, because you must actually try and stop the red race and actually focus on who you are. You are a house that want to last for generation to generation. So you must make sure that your builders are strong, your builders are committed. Make sure that you always put your impact and all your ideologies. We are all ideas and we are all energy. So let us invest in those energies. Dumsani has expressed more about our coming generations. We're actually focusing on this generation, the kids specifically. This gratification. I understand some of you might actually find it very perplexing. Dimsani, I actually appreciate your perspective and the way you actually view the perspective of other people. And what I like about how we express, my fellow audience, please tell us if we are biased. We are not biased to any form of anything. We are just trying to make it very, very, very good for you guys to actually follow with us. It's very fascinating to understand your ability as a person and to acknowledge your purpose. So let me not dwell too much on that, because I might make your calibration too perplex. So now I'm going back to the very, very points that we actually want you guys to actually know, because it actually creates a formality in business.
Actually, before we go to the points, there's something that I wanna just it comes into my mind. I just want to say.
Yes.
One of the things that we as this generation, we are these people that we have to focus on. Love yourself.
Yes.
Love who you are.
Exactly.
You're a special person.
Frequency.
So the more you love yourself, the more you're going to bath, the more you're going to smell good,
Yes.
the more you can be able to present yourself.
Attraction.
That's the world of business. It's all about you as a person. It's all about you smiling.
Embodiment.
It's all about you with. That's what we're talking about, attraction, the law of attraction. That's
Exactly,
what we're talking
yes.
about. You being
I like
you.
that, yes. You know,
Yes.
I love it, and I understand that the public out there, they literally love the law of attraction. Like, I'm sure that majority of want to be lawyers. They want to
Yes.
understand what law is. It's attraction. It's the magnetics or the connections of the universe that we are actually living in galaxies. But anyway, let's not tap in that philosophy, because I understand some of you are still living on the physical plane, which is a very, very, very bad thing. But either way, we're learning from that expert. So let's just focus more on business, yeah, entrepreneurship. I'm sure that's what you see every day, which is, it actually makes sense to you. But I actually like it when we can actually break. So this point that we're gonna actually align today, me and Dumsani, he's an apostle. Definitely, you can actually acknowledge that. We're gonna actually talk more about the generation, the generation of today, ne? You want to understand advantages of actually when you want to start a business or when you want to be an entrepreneur. So the very specific thing that I want to dwell deeper into is because I don't want Dumsani to actually cloud everything about it. He's actually going to actually give you a sense of this, secret. We become what we think about. But either way, let's not tap deeper into that. But as I can actually talk about the beginning, introduction, I understand that starting a business is very painful, because you should understand that people don't believe in your business. People don't believe in your product.
Yes.
So how can you make people believe in the product? How can you convince this public or society? We have socialists out there, we have capitalists, and we have communists. What are you? Do you know your position? So Dumsani, do these people know their position? Are they communist or are they socialist? They need to know. If you're a communist, you understand that you're going to be in a business formula, and if you're a capitalist, you're going to be an entrepreneur, because you're actually working on yourself. So working on yourself, it takes longer. It's like as I was generalizing, when you're planting something, let me just demonstrate this, because I feel like this majority of the public out there, even across countries, they need this kind of solution. I mean, like, let's treat the mind like the soil. We plant whatever we want. Look at the earth. There's houses, there's trees, there's cars. Everything you want is there. So what are you planting today, my fellow audience? Dumsani, please ask them, what are they planting today?
Actually, that's one thing I love. In the soil,
Yes.
as the soil is, like, if you don't plant anything, weeds are going to grow.
Exactly.
What you don't want, what you don't love, is going to happen either way.
Yes.
But as it is, life is about how you perceive yourself.
Definitely.
Yes, you have to work on you. That's the business world.
Yes.
It's all about image. It's all not the image of other people, but their opinion matters.
Yes.
Yes. But it's all about your self-image.
Exactly.
How you see yourself. When we talk about self-image, so much people think about the mirror. But when we're talking about self-image, we're talking about the consciousness of you being you.
Consciousness.
Yes, the conscious, from the inner side
Exactly.
to outwardly so.
Then comes the subconscious. So Dumsani, he's actually trying to express more about this. Majority of you, I understand that it actually sounds very vivid and very blurry for you when we talk about consciousness and subconscious. You feel like we are dreamers. Yes, we are dreamers. Like, we need to live in heaven. How are you guys? I actually appreciate you. Please remember that we should like and actually subscribe to the channel, because we actually want to know your comments, and we understand that people every day are actually waking up with doubt, and we are people like you. We're not experts. So, like, why don't you ask yourself, why are we always happy? It's because we appreciate who we are, and then we're actually working on building what we want to become.
I love to say, I live an inspired life.
Exactly.
If I'm not inspired, what am I living for?
Exactly. Meaning.
If I'm not, if I'm not loving, if I'm not laughing, if I am not lighting,
Purpose.
there is no way that I can live this life.
Exactly.
It's going to be. A human being is the highest form of creation.
Frequency.
A human being is the highest form of creation.
Exactly.
So when you are, like, as you have said, I love to touch you to what you have said.
Yeah.
You think about trees, you think about cars, you think about houses, you think
Everything
about
is godly out
companies.
there. Yes.
It's for our use.
Yes, it's
The
for our use.
mountain, the seas, they're for our use.
Exactly.
The plane, flats, phones, iPhone, there's nothing too good for us.
Yes.
Yes. So that's something, you know, you have to be inspired for you to aspire a certain position in life.
Yes,
So
exactly.
unless and until you are inspired, you're not going to do so much. So it's all about dealing with the mindset. It's all about the mental health. It's about the capacity to grow.
Capacity.
Yes.
Do you understand when Dimsani is actually trying to break these formalities? We have different types of formulas. He's actually showing you the most simplest formula they can use to solve the situation. My fellow audience, I won't do about it. So that's why I always love this thing, my friend, that when we actually talk more about this, we call them molecules or particles, whatever, you know, ideologies, philosophies, you know, what is it? People will say you're a critic when we're talking about food. You are actually a biased person, but it's not about bias, my friends. It's about the seed that you carry. It's the seed that you carry. Are you willing to modify it? And then it's not about the seed. It's about the process that comes with allowing the seed to become whatever it has to become. So the reason why we are actually talking about the advantages is because we want to understand what are the advantages actually that makes you successful. It's not the business that you do. It's the process. How do you deal with the process when customers are not buying? How do you deal with the process? We have a lot of things out there. We have surveys. So how do you know what a customer wants? You should create a survey about all the products in your business. Your customers will actually tell you more about what they want and what they don't want. For you to be successful, you need to first go into the minds of these people. You need to first search and dig deeper. Do they have gold or they don't have gold? You understand? Is there water or no water? So how would you know that if you don't actually become a formulative person? But either way, it's not only about business, it's also about entrepreneurship. So you should understand your category and then you should embrace it. Make it your embodiment. Live it. Speak it. Eat it. Smile with it. Move everywhere with it. If you're become that entrepreneurship, be the idea.
Yes.
We become what we think about.
Yeah.
Every woman, every child, every daughter, every father is an idler. We are craftsmen, so we create what we actually want to become. So Dumsani, can you actually share more about what I'm actually trying to express to this public?
You know, one thing that I love about what we are doing, you know, when you think about business, it's not always about selling.
Yes.
It's always about recreation. It's all about self-development. You know, kindly comment, kindly like, kindly share this video, kindly subscribe. If you've been watching until this fight, means you watched so that you might be inspired. So do something about that. Comment. Tell us what is it that we can. If you have a question, you can go ahead and ask the question.
Nothing comes with no answer. Everything is made for a reason. So why? This and this and this and this. How are you? Everything has a reason. So we ask questions, answers.
Yes.
So we must always live with why. In order for us to grow, we must always live with why. So Dimsani is actually still expressing more because he has a lot. But don't worry about the event on the 9th November 2024. Next, the year of miracles. He's gonna meet you live. Dimsani can actually express more about this. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I like that. I practically love to go more about us as people, us
Exactly.
as businessmen.
Exactly.
Be businessmen, businesswomen. There's a drive. Without passion, you can't do business.
You must be very passionate.
Very passionate. You must be a dreamer. You must think beyond the box.
Live in the mind.
Limitless.
Exactly.
Yes, you must be someone that goes beyond what somebody else. Business is all about meeting the needs.
He's actually expressing that the eyes limit you.
Yes. So that's what. If for me to get, maybe if my phone, if I need a phone, it's here. I need to use these eyes to see. But for me to use that thing that is a goal, that thing that is a dream, I need to see with the different eyes. That's what we call perception.
Yeah, perception. We call that, you know.
Yes.
I actually had this in mind. I'm saying that we speak about all those delusions, but we don't understand. When we talk about frequency, my fellow Indians, it's very powerful because why don't you see the very same heaven or the vision? You don't actually see. You don't see it with your physical eye.
Yeah.
So hence I'm saying that your eyes are very limiting. You only see it in the mind. which is heaven. But either way, my friends, everything starts from the mind. So let's just keep on embracing what we see. Keep on seeing everything in the mind, live in the mind, speak the mind, dress the mind, eat the mind, and then they will actually see it in the physical plane. So that's why I'm saying that Dumsani is actually trying to express more about this. I'm literally fascinated about whatever is actually coming, guys, because we are actually working on something very, very big here, and we literally appreciate you guys to express more about whatever you're experiencing. We're humans like you, so nothing better from us. We're just actually expressing who we are to Dumsani. I have another point for you, because I understand the audience that would literally love you to actually break it down, and they were actually listening to a previous episode. The series is a very long thing, and they have to learn of what literally is happening, because it's either, guys, you're an entrepreneur or a businessman, so you need to decide who you actually want to become. So at your age
Come on now.
at your age, how should you, on what age should you actually start or have a relationship in becoming a businessman? Or what age? It's a question that you want to know, because some of you are curious. You want to know on which age is it the best time for you to be an entrepreneur. Yes.
I love how you emphasize that.
Exactly.
At your age.
Yeah.
At your age. Even if you're 65 years old, you can be a businessman. Even if you are 10 years old, you can be a businessman.
Exactly.
Businessman does not necessarily mean that you have to do business only. But it means even if you have a job, you can be a businessman too. You can have responsibilities
everywhere.
But when you become an entrepreneur, that's different. Like, you have to just focus on business and entrepreneurship.
Exactly. Yes.
That's what entrepreneurship is about. Like, you have to move from, like, you're not just doing sales only, because that's what business is about. But one of the, as we have spoke about self-preservation, self-development, and self-recognition, one of the things that I can say is that, especially we started with the point of us speaking about this generation, you think of,
you want to know specifically the right age to start anytime, because if you want to eat, you won't actually wait for when you're 10 years old. If you're 11 or whatever age, you don't wait for age.
Actually, there are kids that when they go to school, they carry some sweets to make some extra money.
Exactly.
And have a commission.
Yes.
They go and study, but at break they're going to be selling sweets.
They are theoretical and practical. He's trying to reference that they make money from the practices they make. So they want to test actually if the idea actually works for them, because we plant whatever we want. So they want to be whatever they want to be. But even though they are in the systematic formality of going to school, getting a job, working for someone, producing kids, getting married, it's a formula. So we want to destroy the cycle. So we want to be businessmen or entrepreneurs. So who are you? What is it that you want to become? Dumsani, I'm sure that there's another point that it actually can make those people understand exactly where we're heading. It's very, very important. I actually want to know how can these people who want to be entrepreneurs, and how can they be supported? Because they need support. So how can we talk about support, or how can they actually support themselves? Because sometimes you might work on something and you find that this thing is a bit delayed, and then that's the power, that's the secret of becoming an entrepreneur or businessman. That's the process, which is pain, suffering, struggle. It's something they don't understand. So can you please, how can they actually gain support? I want you to break down just into a very reasonable way, because I don't want this to seem very perplexed.
Actually, I practically say there must be a business person is an independent person. So they have to be listening to motivations.
Exactly.
But a motivation is also dangerous because of the way somebody is explaining something. Somebody can explain the work of 10 years in 2 minutes. So you think, wow, it's possible. Of course it is possible, but you have to be patient with yourself. There's a theory part of it, and there's a practical part of it, of what we were talking about.
Exactly.
The theory is you have to digest. In the same way, some of you go to school for 12 years just to go and study about something. Some of you, the people who are doing law, a doctor goes to 7 years of school. So it takes some time before they can practicalize what they are doing. There's a theory of it. In the same way in business, that's how it is. You need to first, take that course that maybe you're not good in numbers. Take the course about numbers. Maybe you're not good about entrepreneurship as a business person. Like learn what an entrepreneur is. Like what we are sharing with you, we're not trying to say go and do it, go and practice it, but we are giving you the perspective that you can use, because it's about the eyes of perspective.
Exactly.
Well, what is it that you see? What is it that you feel? Now, the thing, if we can say we work with emotions only, emotions, they are a frequency of what is happening now, this moment, currently.
Exactly.
They bring to us a reality, but it's not only about this moment currently, but it's about the future. That's when the entrepreneur comes in. Like you might be failing in business, you find yourself,
but you're actually consuming the failures of the future, which is successful now. So
that's why I'm saying it's about
you need to pay for the failures that makes you successful.
You need to pay. You need to. It's about investment.
You can't get nothing for free. How can you get something for free? When you go to a shop, you need to pay for everything. When you want water, you need to pay for rent. So you can't just go and drink water everywhere and eat everywhere. So that it's the very same thing as when you're planting something, a seed. For it to grow, you need to nurture it. You need to make sure. That's why trees and everything, they grow naturally, because there's rain, there's sun. They just grow based on the way that it actually defines how you feed yourself as a person, how you understand. So all the plants, they actually operate the very same way as you operate. But remember that you are too blessed enough to actually move in many perspectives other than this that are actually surrounding you. So guys, this is very, very important, and I literally encourage the young generation to invest more. Try to invest more. The purpose of this series is because it's not basically about the difference of entrepreneurship or businessman. It's about investing more in yourself. It's a sign that you can be a businessman and you can be an entrepreneur. So right now we are working for businessmen, we are working for entrepreneurs. That's what we are actually working for, majority of us that are actually in work and all that. It's a sign that what is the difference? Why don't you ask yourself why? Why do I have to wake up at this time and work for somebody? What is wrong with me? How can I change this? Exactly. Dumsani, I'm sure maybe you can actually share more for them so that they can actually understand exactly what we are trying to break down here.
So we spoke about this generation, we spoke about an entrepreneur, we spoke about businessship, and we spoke about inspiration. We spoke about a lot of things. One of the things about this video that we are taking right now, don't watch it one time. If something has inspired you, repeat it.
Manifest it.
Manifest it until it happens.
Manifesto.
Yes, it's all. I love that. It's more like about matching. It's more
the formality of Ubuntu. Let us grow the one, the energy of one. So I'm sure that you guys have a proper understanding of what's actually happening. So this is very, very important. As you can actually hear, our author Dumsani is actually expressing more about being one. It's important that you should love the process, love the pain. Those who are attached to pain, there is nothing else to be painful for. Those who are actually running away from pain, they will actually eat pain in the future. So let's just face the pain and deal with the pain now, then embrace the learning of the pain in the future.
One of the things, it's what happened at this moment. Remember, we were trying to shoot them. There was just so many things that were not allowing us to meet to make this episode. It was not just easy. It's all about consistency and persistence.
The pain.
When we are talking about consistency, there's a difference actually between the two. When you are consistent, it's when you are cultured to do something in a certain way. So like with accordance, like you don't skip. You are faithful in what you're doing, and you're dependable in what you're doing. That person is consistent. When we say somebody is consistent, it's when they are faithful and dependable. But when we're talking about persistency, that's what we did in the morning. When we talk about persistence, is when the circumstances don't allow you.
We think about solutions.
Yes, we don't think about problems. No, I literally love to say that before you have a problem, you first have a challenge. Before something turns
mathematics and physics.
Yes, before before we get into after a challenge, then